Hey guys, and what's going on? It's Mags, and this is Tech Reloaded. Drones have been everywhere on the market. For the past 2 years, drones have actually been a pretty hot seller, especially when it comes to Christmas time, birthdays, anything. But more importantly, they've hit more of the corporate market, and a lot of people are starting to buy them because they've been traveling a lot and they kind of just want to get that different perspective while they're out of the house. So here's like a quick buyer's guide when it comes to what to look for a drone, or maybe if you're looking at buying into one, these are some points that maybe you want to think about or you want to research before you go ahead and buy. The first thing you're going to want to take into consideration straight out of the gate is budget. Budget is super important. I get a lot of people who come into my job and ask like, what sort of drone should I buy? Or this is the type of drone that I want, the super awesome aviation god Godzilla rocket thing. And I have to tell them that the one that they want that has all of these fancy features in it, it costs a pretty penny. And it always blows their mind when they're like, whoa, I never expected them to be so expensive. You know, everyone has them. And I said, yeah, they can get pretty expensive. Depending on the types of features, both safety features, camera features, maybe extended range, or maybe multi-pilot modes, these drones can cost anywhere from a couple $100 to a couple $1,000. So it's super important to understand what type of budget you have before you go looking for one. There are a lot of people who I have to turn away at the door because they want a $1,000 drone for $500. Ain't gonna work that way. The second thing is safety features. Drones are impeccable now. They have been raising the bar every so often to improve their safety features or even create better safety features based on the ones that they have already. Things to help people fly easier, fly better, and to save their investment, because Lord knows it is so heartbreaking when you get a brand new drone and it lands in a tree 10 minutes later. The biggest thing to know about some of these drones is that the safety features are actually going to be built into the ones that have a little bit of the budgetary room to fit them. So if you buy a drone that's about $200, please don't expect the top-notch safety features in there. But if you're spending around that $500 to $700 range and above, you are going to get some really solid safety measures there, including a return to home mode, GPS point, navigations, updates, frequently, almost monthly, sometimes bi-weekly from some of these different companies. And those features are super important. And the sensors on the bottom of the drone too. I can't forget those. The third thing you kind of want to keep in mind is, of course, the fly time. Fly time is super important because, let's face it, if you buy a drone, you kind of want to keep it up in the air for a little bit longer than about 5 to 7 minutes. That gives you enough time to do a safe takeoff, get to a specific area or location, do a perfect fly around, your 360s, your point of interest flying, whatever you're planning on doing, or just to get a good view and be able to bring the drone back or have it return to home on its own, all within the safety features in the battery itself. 25 minutes is usually the sweet spot for some of these other drones, and you can find some of them on the market roughly around $400 to about $1,000 that have 25-minute batteries built into them. Fly time does vary. It depends on how long it takes for you to get your drone up in the air, but I find that's the best sweet spot to have. The fourth thing to keep an eye out for is the type of camera that's on the bottom of the drone. These cameras can range anywhere from full HD, or sometimes you can get VGA cameras on the really tiny toy drones, all the way up to about 4K, and even some of the larger drones of 5.2K, or I think it's 5.6K in the new Inspire 2. Resolution can mean a lot of things when you're working on specific video projects, but if you're not a cinematographer, if you're not a videographer, if you're not making a film, you really don't need that extra horsepower in the camera on the drone. But I will say having it is a definite plus, because while your resolution goes up and all that fun stuff, your price goes up as well. but you're usually getting some extra features in the camera itself, like S-Log profiles, or you could be getting more expandable ISO ranges, better color depth inside of them, a higher frame rate, so you can do 1080p at 120 frames a second like some of the Phantom 4s do now. And that's a very, very good thing to note when it comes to the different drones and the different tiers that you can go into. Look into what camera it has, look into what you can do if you're an aspiring filmmaker, or maybe you're just someone who really likes video, or you enjoy that flexibility. Getting a drone with a higher camera, with a higher resolution, a better frame rate might be a little bit better for you, so you can appropriately budget out for maybe something like a Phantom 4 or something like a Yuneec Typhoon, something that offers that 4K capability and that higher frame rate for you. And number 5, and this one's probably the biggest one, always know where to fly. That is a huge, huge thing. I get a lot of people who come back to the store because they realize that the drone that they bought, they're not able to fly in their neighborhood, or they're not able to fly in a specific area, or maybe they just don't have enough time, or there's too much interference where they live. Having a drone means flying responsibly and understanding where you can fly and where you can't. If you want a full list of all your rules and regulations and guidelines, I will put it in the description below. It's www.faa.gov/UAV. You can go there, that'll give you all your guidelines. And now that's for here in America. So if you're traveling, you need to keep in mind and go to that specific country's flight registry website, their FAA, if it's called FAA, and find out what their rules are about flying drones. There's also a great app that you can download on your phone. I can't remember it right now, but I'll try to link it in the description below, that'll actually pull up an entire map of where you are and let you know where the no-fly zones are. So that's super, super handy and super important. If you find yourself not being able to fly as much as you'd like to, or if it's too much of an inconvenience to go out and fly somewhere else or go to a different location, maybe a drone isn't for you. All in all, drones are fun, guys. Drones are fun. They give you a different perspective. They're super agile. They're super fast. They're super safe now, which is the benefit of everything. And for me, someone who aspires to be a better filmmaker or a better cinematographer, or just have some fun, some of these drones can do some really, really crazy, amazing things. And they're used as a very good tool in your kit to be able to create, or to be able to just see or experience, which is something I really, really enjoy. But if you're in the market looking for drones, I'm going to leave a list of a bunch of different drones and a bunch of different price points down in the description below, so you guys are going to be able to kind of cherry pick through them, check through the customer reviews and things like that, and maybe you'll find something that catches your eye. If you guys have specific questions about drones, please ask them in the comment section below. I would be more than happy to answer them for you. Also, if you're looking for places to buy drones, and please, please, please do not forget to check out the list of where to fly and all of the regulations and guidelines. That will be in the description below as well. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for me. I'm Mags, and I'll see you in the next one.